This time, as promised, I am going to talk about integrating movies within our site. Now, you're probably aware that Adobe makes a version of a video called Flash Video, which is extremely high quality. However, over the last few years, these types of movie, these Flash movies, haven't been as popular as they were, owing to the fact that Flash movies can't be viewed on any Apple handset, an iPhone or an iPad. And therefore the consequence of this is, yes, Flash videos are still used on a considerable amount of sites across the world, but increasingly a different format has to be used. Well, we'll be looking at the different formats in the next lesson, but for this lesson, should you want to integrate a Flash video, well, I'm going to show you how it's done. Now, I'm looking at my movies document, I've got it open, and you'll no doubt have noticed that despite me earlier on making a direct copy of our index page as our movie page, well, despite that, the main photograph that dominates the index page, well, I've removed it here on our movies page. And also, you remember the extra navigation I included that ran just underneath the photograph? Well, I've removed that as well. I've not removed it from the index page, I've only removed it here on our movies page, simply so I can make some more room. And within our movies folder, I'll just open it up, well, within here you can see two types of movie file. That top one there is a Flash video file, and the one below is an MP4 video file. And the MP4 video file is what we're going to be looking at in the next lesson. For this lesson, we're going to be integrating that Flash video file. Now, if you haven't done so already, now would be a good time to move these two files from your Assets folder to your Movies folder in your TT Stockton Heath site folder. Therefore, if I now come back over to my document and place my cursor within here, this is where I'm going to place this Flash video. And I do it by coming up to Insert and then rolling down to Media down here, and then with the resulting flyout, rolling down to our penultimate option, Flash Video. Once I select it, I now see this Insert FLV dialog, Insert Flash Video. I'll quickly go through these options with you. At the top, we get to choose a video type. Either what we've got it at the moment, which is what I'm going to leave it at, Progressive Download Video, or if you want to change this to a streaming video, well, of course you would choose that option. As I say, I'm going to go back to our Progressive Download option, and then all I need to do is browse to the actual file within our folder. There is no pick whip here, you have to click on the Browse button. So I'll now open up my Movies folder, and there it is inside. Now don't be puzzled, you are only going to see this one file, despite this folder containing two different video files. Because we are integrating a Flash video, then inside this folder, any other different type of file won't display. Well, that is if you've got this set down here, FLV files. Anyway, that is the one I want, so I'll run just below and click on OK. And then now moving down where it says Skin, well, this pertains to the controls that will feature overlaid on top of the video. You've got quite a number of choices. I'm probably going to leave it at this one, but click on the drop arrow and flick between different ones and choose which one you prefer. You'll notice in brackets there is a minimum width, and this informs you how wide the play buttons will be over the top of the video. Now, if you've got a video size that has a width of less than one of those sizes, then you're not going to be able to use it. Therefore, that's why I really go for the top one, Clear Skin 1, with a minimum width of 140. That is small enough to pretty much fit any Flash video I would include on a web page. Anyway, I'm going to leave that for you to decide which one you want to choose. And then related to that, just moving down slightly, for my width and height, well, first of all, you'll notice my checkbox is constrained, so whatever I set this to, it won't distort it in any way. Well, because I don't know at the moment what my video size is, well, all I need to do is click on that button there, Detect Size. And now I see that my width is 526 and my height is 290. So that's fine. That clear skin that we've adopted, with its minimum width of 140, is easily going to fit in the bottom left-hand corner, overlaid on the video. When I say it's overlaid on the video, don't worry about that, it's not permanent. It's only overlaid when you roll your cursor over the video. It will appear as you roll your cursor over the video and disappear once you move your cursor away. So within your video, if part of that video has its bottom left-hand corner as critical to your viewing, then don't worry, these play controls will disappear from view once you have started playback. Lastly, you'll see two checkboxes underneath, Autoplay and Auto Rewind. Now, some people prefer to set this checked for autoplay. I prefer not to. I don't want the page to load up, and as soon as it has loaded up, the video automatically start playing. I would prefer to give the user the option there so that they can control when they watch it. Okay, so I'm going to leave those two checkboxes unchecked, and therefore all I need to do is click on OK. And that's us done. We now see this rather large rectangular placeholder where our Flash video is located. Do notice here though, with your related files. This is quite important. Now that you've got your video integrated into your page, when you upload it to your server, don't simply upload the video. You have to upload these extra files as well, otherwise it won't play back. And in fact, if you come over to the movies folder, then you'll see within here there are these two files too, and these need uploading also. It will play back locally if you preview with the live button, or you preview locally with the browser, as we have been doing during this course, but do be aware you have to upload all those files with the video, otherwise it won't play back in the real world on an external browser, a remote browser, a live browser. And in fact, if I remember correctly, Dreamweaver informs us of this when we make a save. So I'll do that, I'll come up to File, and then run down here to Save. And there we go. We now see this copy dependent files dialog, informing us about these extra files and how we need to upload them to our server, as it says there in the text, to function correctly. So I'm happy with that. Therefore, I'll OK it, and we'll have a preview. I'll click on my live button, and there we go. We now see the opening frame of our movie, and once I roll my cursor over it, down in that bottom left-hand corner, you now see those play controls. And as I've already said, once you move your cursor away from the video, those controls disappear from view. Anyway, let's have a quick watch of this video to make sure it's okay. Rolling the cursor over here again and clicking the play button automatically starts the video.
Well, I gotta be my boo at a baby late thing. Leaving out these at the Bible, I think I'm the cold, go by the middle of the pie.
Admit it, you want to go now to Stockton Heath, don't you? Anyway, I'm going to finish up here for this lesson now that we've integrated a Flash video. In the next lesson, as I've said, we'll integrate an MP4 video so that all Apple devices such as iPads and iPhones can watch your masterwork.